Bogart pour Homme. This come out in 2004, but the bottle looks like it's from 1980s, and it looks like they made this bottle in the 1980s and they tried to make it look futuristic. I have a love-hate relationship with this bottle. I love it and I hate it at the same time. I think it looks tacky, but sometimes I think tacky can be cool sometimes. That is the top of the sprayer, the top of the atomizer, and it's just got this covering around it. They cut out a little hole in the plastic for the juice to squirt out when you spray it. Yeah, I love it and I hate it exactly at the same time. It's sort of weird. But onto the juice. Um, I do not know the notes. I did not look at the notes. I remember looking at the notes about a year and a half, 2 years ago when I got this, but I don't remember what they are. But I know this smells like cherry pipe tobacco. It does. It smells like a cherry pipe tobacco fragrance. And that's what it is to me. And I remember a lot of people saying that there is not a cherry or a tobacco note listed anywhere on the internet. So a lot of people believe that there is not a tobacco or a cherry note in here, but I don't. I'll tell you why. Because I trust my nose. Sometimes all the websites are wrong. Sometimes a website like Fragrantica will post something and all the other websites will copy exactly what Fragrantica does. So if one's wrong, all the others are wrong too. To me, this is a full on cherry pipe tobacco fragrance. And I believe that there is a cherry pipe tobacco note in here or notes in here. Even though they're not listed anywhere on the internet, I trust my nose more than any website. And I wish more people would trust their nose, whether it be just a regular frag head or a fragrance reviewer. I wish everybody would trust their nose more. Everybody relies on what other people write about it. I do not. I rely on what I smell, period. That's it. That's the reason I don't look at notes anymore. All my reviews are blind reviews. So trust your nose. Don't trust Fragrantica. Don't trust base notes. Don't trust anybody, anything on the internet. Trust your nose. What do you smell? All right, that's what's in here then. Um, but I smell from the very opening all the way into the dry down. This is a cherry pipe tobacco fragrance. There's some other things going on. There's some floral that comes in the right after the opening. There's some really good woods that comes in the dry down, but overall, this is a cherry pipe tobacco fragrance. And I know that there's notes in here that's cherry or pipe tobacco or something like that in here, even though they're not listed because I trust my nose. Anyway, um, when I first got this about 2 years ago, I wasn't thrilled about this fragrance because in the opening, the first 20 minutes, I got some syntheticness and I didn't really like that. But I think over the last year and a half, 2 years, this fragrance has matured. I let it set for a long time. I spray it like every other month or something like that, once or twice to let some air get in here and let it breathe a little bit. So it's had time to macerate and mature, just like wine. Sometimes you have to let wine set a long time before it like really fully develops. Same thing with fragrances, in my opinion. Sometimes it needs a year or two to macerate and sit and mature before it really develops into what it's supposed to be. And I think the quality is so much better now than when I first got it. Um, and I think it's just because it's matured. I don't get any synthetics whatsoever anymore like I used to. And I think the quality is so much better than when I first got it. And I didn't like it when I first got it. But after a year and a half, 2 years, I really love this fragrance. It's such a beautiful cherry pipe tobacco. It's actually a lot like Insurrection Wild. It's a lot like Zara's Rich, Warm, Addictive, and Pure Havana by Mugler. It's in the same ballpark as all of those, except this has a little bit of a powderiness from opening to the end of the dry down that I think gives it a little bit more of a formal, more elegant, more mature feel than a lot of those other cherry and honey pipe tobacco fragrances. This seems a little bit more formal and a little bit more dressed up than a lot of those others. But I love this fragrance. I really do. And I wanted to get on here and talk about this because I think it's been a really long time since I talked about this. And I love this fragrance. You can get this for like super, super cheap. At least the last time I looked. As a matter of fact, before I post this, I will go online and find the cheapest price that I can get and put it down in the description if you want to check it out. But it's really, really nice cherry pipe tobacco fragrance. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Peace.